Your craft, the thing that you spend the bulk of your life doing. We talked about, I made a post yesterday about enjoying your work. You're going to spend a lot of time doing what you do for a living. It is extremely important to love what you do. Because only when you love what you do can you invest yourself in it. Or at least only when you love what you do and you want to be happy can you invest yourself in it. Because in order to achieve mastery in your craft, you're going to have to love your craft enough to immerse yourself in it, to study it, to perfect it, to want to perfect it. You have to love what you do to that extent. Because if you don't love what you do, it's going to be very hard for you to invest the time, the effort, the energy that it requires to master anything. And that's why you see people that live their lives and they're not basically happy. Because number one, they don't love what they do. And if you don't love what you do, how are you expected to invest your time in it? How are you expected to have the energy to do it? I always say you always have the energy to do what you love. If you have the energy to do what you love, then make what you love what pays you. Make that what you do. Invest your mind, your body, your soul into mastering that. Look at the job you're going to or wanting to go back to. If you don't love it, why are you investing all of your time in it? Because the beautiful thing about investing yourself in mastery, investing yourself in the I shouldn't say the perfection of your craft, because there's no such thing as perfecting your craft. You always get better. You can always get better every day. So the beautiful thing about investing yourself in something you love is because that investment in mastery will pay you back. It will pay you back. You will discover yourself, first of all. That's one of the things that will happen. You will discover yourself. You'll find out what you're truly worth, who you truly are. Because in order to invest yourself in something you love, you have to first get to know who you are. You have to discover yourself. And throughout the process of investing yourself in that thing, you will discover more and more things about yourself. You'll learn your work ethic. You'll learn your habits, your patterns. And if you're truly pursuing mastery, you will take out all the kinks in your armor. Because that is what's necessary to truly invest yourself into mastery. You have to find out where all your weak points are. You have to discover yourself once again. You have to become more self-aware. You have to improve yourself. You have to grow yourself. You have to love what you do once again. That's the only time it's possible to do that, is unless you really love what you do. If you don't love what you do, you cannot take the time to root yourself apart, pick yourself apart, and put yourself back together in order to attain a certain level of mastery. You're not going to do that for something you're just passing time doing. How many people are just passing time in life? Okay? Passing time. The beautiful thing about investing yourself and discovering yourself and trying to pursue that mastery is that it gives you a sense of fulfillment. You don't get the fulfillment from perfecting it. You get your fulfillment from trying to. We talked about that the other day about having goals. Throughout this process, you're going to have different goals that you're going to set for yourself, okay? And every time you hit those goals, it's not so much about the goal, but what it does to you, okay? The fulfillment, that joy inside of you for seeing yourself going from here to here and aiming for higher, constantly coming in, re-examining what you do, shifting it, seeing how it works. The pursuit of mastery. It changes you. Like I always say, you never achieve success by focusing on the end result. You truly get success by focusing on your process, going through, fine-tuning your process to get towards your point of mastery. And usually when you get to your point of mastery, what you perceived was your point of mastery a month ago, a year ago, you will find there are new levels. You know, Bruce Lee had a quote. He said, "I don't fear the man that has mastered 10,000, that has practiced 10,000 kicks. I fear the man that has practiced one kick 10,000 times. That's mastery. We talk about 10,000 hours. That's what it takes in order to master anything. That's where he kind of got that from. 10,000 hours. What is it that you want to do in your life that you're willing to invest 10,000 hours into? Most people don't do that. Most people, the difference between a 10,000 hour master and a dabbler. Okay, a dabbler puts in about 2,000, 2,500. Even if you got some raw talent and stuff, a dabbler will put in about 2,000 to 2,500. A lot of people can make a living after having put in 3,000 to 5,000. Okay? In order to be a master, it takes 10,000. One kick 10,000 times. Can you imagine that effort? Can you imagine how much you have to examine and re-examine? You can't come in just blindly and just keep kicking it the same way. You have to come in and you have to now say, okay, how can I change my stance? How is my hand placement? After a while, you have to even examine what you ate that day, because after 10,000 tries, about 5,000, 6,000, 7,000, you start to realize how much all those things play in. The same way with mastering any craft, whether you're a golfer to a computer programmer. You have to love what you do. That's the only way you can invest yourself in mastery. Last but not least, you know what? Mastery will bring you growth. The pursuit of mastery will bring you growth. You will grow as a person once again because you will discover things about yourself. It will also bring you opportunities. It will open your eyes to different things because your perspective will change. Your perspective changes because you grow as a person. You elevate yourself. When you elevate yourself, you see things from different angles. That can only happen when you pursue mastery. It never happens when you're a dabbler. When you're a dabbler, you're just on the same level. You never grow yourself into anything. You have to be willing to invest yourself. The true power of a committed mind, a committed soul, is when they're willing to forego all other options for one. And when you make that commitment, that is when you're going to be well on your path towards mastery. But like I said, the beauty about pursuing mastery is it pays you back. It pays you back big time. It pays you back in self-discovery. It pays you back in fulfillment. But most especially, it pays you back in growth. The pursuit of mastery will open doors for you. The pursuit of mastery will show you who you are. The pursuit of mastery will give you your happiness. Once again, Albert Einstein said, if you want to live a happy life, don't invest it in people. Invest it in achieving a goal. Set a goal for yourself. Set something out for yourself and go out and master it. Invest your mind, your body, and your soul into that. But you can't do it with something you don't love. If you find yourself, doing something that doesn't fulfill you, doesn't grow you, okay? Something that is not you, how much of your life are you going to continue to invest in it? And when will you start putting your time, your energy, your effort, your blood, your sweat, your tears into something that actually pays you back in discovery, in fulfillment, in growth, in happiness, in joy? Because that's when life gets good. When you can take the thing that you do for a living, right? The thing that you're passionate about, and make a living out of it. Okay? But the only way to do that is to do what you love. And the only way to achieve those things is to pursue mastery in something you care about. Love your craft enough to want to master it. Love what you do enough to want to grow yourself to the point where you become a master at it. 10,000 hours, my friend. Okay? Make a plan. Start working towards it, because you know what? Every day you invest yourself in that pursuit of mastery of something you love, it's a day you live a little more. And if you can make it something that's bigger than you, if you can grow something that's bigger than you, that's even better. But don't spend the rest of your life doing something you don't love, because you'll never be able to invest that time in it. Like I told you before, your soul can't invest itself in compromise. It just can't. It cannot. It will not. These are personal decisions we must make. But these are the things that control so much of our lives. So much of the intangible things in our lives, like our happiness, like our peace of mind, like our self-worth, our pride, our fulfillment. Don't make your life just about the money. Your soul doesn't recognize money. Your soul recognizes fullness. Your soul recognizes happiness. Your soul recognizes passion and purpose. Your soul doesn't recognize money. It doesn't respond to money. Money means nothing to your soul. And if you can now find something that you're passionate about, that gives you happiness, that gives you purpose, and also pays you, well, but the only way to do that is to totally be able to immerse yourself in it. So we come right back into that one statement. You gotta love what you do. If you don't love what you do, what are you doing with your life?